How are you? How's Berlin? How's everything?
Charlie, everything is solid, man. Everything is solid. Everything is fine. I'm just very, 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 very tired. I'm very tired,
Can
but
imagine. Lots of travel, lots of work. But listen, just chipping with us. Very grateful. You did a lot of work with us during the Euros with Sporty TV, which was where you were doing all your agenda. You put some starting 11, and the way they cooked you, I was just laughing.
He said Ronaldo should retire. He said Ronaldo should retire.
He said, it's like this Euros, your man just set out to cause chaos on the timeline. From his Ronaldo agenda to anti-Bellingham agenda to...
I saw his Copa America team of the tournament. They were like, Messi, I'm like...
He said, as I said, hey, Gary.
Hey, Gary.
No, this Euros, your man really... He's spotted. That's right. But listen, quick thoughts on the whole Ballon d'Or argument. Where do you stand on it? We're just talking about what Rodri's win of the player of the tournament. I saw your arguments. You don't agree that he should have even been player of the tournament in the first place. But what do you think the Euros and the Copa America have done in shifting the favorites in this whole this whole Ballon d'Or conversation?
I think it has done a lot of, if you are Vinicius, you will say it has done a lot of damage, to your chances.
Maybe slightly.
I'm telling you, Charlie, because if he had even probably gone to the semi-final, it would have increased his chances or brightened his chances. But as of now, even Jude Bellingham, who has won the, what do you call it? Yes, who could not win, the Euros, it's on shaky ground a bit. So many people have entered. I literally just saw the video before coming onto the video that Danny and Achu did on Joy Sports, and I replied to it with a picture of Danny Carvajal and what he has achieved this season. And I was asking whether he shouldn't be on the podium as well. Obviously, it's unlikely he will win, but he's won it all this season. So, just to throw it into the mix and make it look more exciting, that is what the Euros and the Copa America has done to the two things. About who would win, whether the voters will go against the grain and give it to somebody like Rodri, who is not a goal scorer, as we have seen with the whole Ronaldo-Messi duopoly, that is minus Modric, did in 2018. That will really, I don't know who mentioned, I think it was Danny or somebody who said they should give it to Rodri so that the world can know that we are shifting the dynamic back to the old days when it wasn't just about scoring goals and assists, so that normal service will resume after 15 years of Messi and Ronaldo madness, So I think that would be nice. But between now, I think it's the first time that after a major competition such as the Euros, there won't be any international competition until the Ballon d'Or and FIFA the Best will be done. It will be the first time in a long while that we are not absolutely decided on who should win after that tournament is done.
Yeah.
Because in previous years, once it's done like this and this person win, we know that unless the person has a chaotic season from August to November or something, he's not going to win. But we also always know that recency bias plays a part in the minds of the voters. So right now, whether it's Bellingham, whether it's Vinicius, whether it's Rodri or whoever, the work is actually not done. They need a pretty strong August and September at least, to also increase their chances. But as it stands at the moment, I think Rodri has put himself in a very strong position together with, Bellingham and Vinicius. I have a feeling that, the PR will do its job and Vinicius will be high on the agenda. Bellingham will also be high on the agenda as well. But yeah, I think it's very open.
Okay. And Gary, since you were at the Copa America, I want to show you these images. Benaya, let's look at the crowd outside of the stadium in Miami just before the final between Argentina and Colombia. I mean, this is this is madness. This is. I tweeted earlier this morning that this is not how to organize a tournament. And I saw a video of you yourself, even as a media person, in long winding queues just trying to access the stadium. I mean, and you were there in that match between Colombia and Argentina when all of that chaos broke out. I mean, what is going on? This is the country that will organize the World Cup next year. How much did the U.S. authorities have to do? Look at this. I mean, this is...
This, man. Look, friends, so when the thing happened, that the thing happened with me struggling to access the stadium and I posted it, somebody from FIFA got in touch about something else, you know, and I mentioned that in passing, that Charlie, like, are you seeing what's going on? And the person said, it's CONMEBOL, man. That's all the person said. The person said, it's CONMEBOL, man. You know, when it comes to the international, the continental confederations, CONMEBOL is where CAF used to be like 10 or 15 years ago. You know, it's such. I want to be careful here because, you know, you want to be diplomatic and all that. I said that on the space. Yeah, I think I said that on the space yesterday. But it's difficult right from the accreditation. I mean, our colleague Derek Yim was there as well. Even things like the accreditation.
Superstar. International Argentine media officer.
So even things like the accreditation portal. I mean, friends, Danny, you remember what the CAF website used to be like 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Remember what it used to be? You know, you go onto the portal, you want to even register for something. And if you are not a Spanish speaker in this day and age where there are language options, so you can choose whether you are English or Spanish. Even when you choose the English option, the things are still coming to you in Spanish. So I'm telling you, when I was going to do my accreditation, we're going to have my accreditation, I had a challenge where for about 15 minutes, they couldn't find my name. You know what the problem was? Because I had done Google Translate of the portal where they write the bio, you give the bio data and your KYC or whatever it was. The Google Translate had translated surname as name. So I had put where Gary, where Al Smith should have been, and Al Smith where Gary should have been. So when they typed my name on the system, they typed my surname and they couldn't find my surname as Al Smith. Then somebody said, try his first name. When they typed Gary, everything came.
They should have just typed Garino.
You know, so that's the thing. And then with the chaos that I experienced myself, they have literally just issued a statement. I think you might not have seen it because you're on air. Yeah. When you started the show, CONMEBOL have issued a statement. Guess what? Blaming the Hard Rock Stadium, the stadium where these pictures are being shown, for not doing their part and of crowd control. I mean, come on, man. They claim that they know the way the Copa America attendances can be and the fans can be. So they gave the Hard Rock Stadium enough and ample warning as to what to do to curb such occurrences. And the Hard Rock Stadium did not fulfill their end of the contract, okay? But beyond that, there's been a lot of talk about the United States in general, because you see, CONMEBOL can, but if you are the USA and you are the host country of something like this, part of the responsibility falls on you. So I've been following the news quite closely with detail. The mayor of the city where the Hard Rock Stadium of Miami, they call it the Miami-Dade County or Dade County or whatever. The Miami-Dade County was also speaking about it, and she said this shouldn't have happened and it must never happen again. I mean, friends, you live in America. They host baseball games and of hundreds of thousands every week. This doesn't happen. So that is how you know that it is not a Hard Rock Stadium issue. You see, it is the regulators' issue. Yeah, because they host, what do you call it, baseball games and ball games every week in bigger stadiums, some of the college facilities. Friends, you tell us, 60,000, 45,000, 80,000.
109,000.
109,000, and it's smooth, and it's so, the USA really, have to go back to the drawing board. Like, there needs to be a serious soul searching. Thankfully, the good thing about it is that FIFA, as you know, since last year or so, right after the World Cup, actually, they started moving their offices to the USA because of the very unique challenges they are anticipating with the 2026 World Cup. So they started by moving the legal office of FIFA from Zurich. So if you go to Zurich right now, there's no legal office there. They are operating from Miami. Then some of the offices have been, I think 3 other departments have moved within the past year. So now that this is happening, I'm glad this is happening so that they can grab the bull by the horn and stop some of these things. Another problem is the field. You saw the fields in the Copa America. They were terrible.
Yeah.
And it's a uniquely American situation.
Marcelo Bielsa complained bitterly about it. And one of the
it's a
countries
uniquely
actually
American
couldn't
situation.
train because they went to the training facility and they had to turn back. They didn't even train. I'm like, how is this happening in America?
Yes. But you see, friends, you know, it's a very uniquely American situation where you remember when they were choosing the host venues for the World Cup, Stan Kroenke Stadium pulled out and said, we won't do it.
Yes.
The American owners, it's a very unique situation where the private owners have so much power in the choice of these venues and how they operate, even though you are hosting. So if it is the African Cup of Nations, the CAF rules or the UEFA Champions League, all the stadia for the duration of the tournament will not be strictly like whether it's the Emirates Stadium. If you are hosting sort of like the Euros, within that period, UEFA has ample power over the facility and the rules and how the pitches are.
Exactly.
It's not like that in America because of the way the American system works.
Yeah.
So the MetLife Stadium pitch was under the control of the ownership of the MetLife Stadium when the competition was a South American, you know, a CONMEBOL organized event. This is crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
And
so
it's also because of